Bonjour, mes amis. Hey, we're out here in Medina and just taking a break. So I've been doing a ton of planting up here. This is going to be our Japanese maple and conifer collection with some azaleas and Rhodies and mountain laurels, a variety of different plants. But this is where I'm at so far. So I'll take you guys around. Okay, so over here we have some hellebores and a fern. This is a really cool fern. I really like the texture, how the leaves are wide. I do have some lilacs out here. This one is super fun because it has a variegated foliage. So that helps brighten dark, shady space. I mean, this does get sun, but yeah, so it just brightens the area. This, oh, I love this. This is an azalea, but look at the foliage. Look at how thin the leaves are. And again, the variegation. Just a little around the margins. So super beautiful. Rugosa rose. So the point of this garden is to not do a lot of maintenance. So it's just going to be either trees, shrubs, a few perennials, ferns that, of course will spread, some bulbs, daffodils and the like, but pretty much low maintenance. Now this I have protected. This is a sweet bay magnolia, and when we got it, it was a beautiful tree, and we knew that magnolias were deer resistant, but we did not know that when they're trying to rub their antlers, magnolias are fair game. And so that's exactly what happened to this poor tree. So it got broken. So we're just letting it come back, and we're gonna train this branch to be the new leader. So no big deal. It'll be fine in the end. It just would have been a larger tree at this point if that had not happened. So beware, if you're planting a new magnolia tree, deer can still attack them, just not eating them. Okay, so this is how the scope of the garden is looking. So I planted a lot of shrubs this year. Of course, they're all very tiny, but they will grow. Here is one of the mountain laurels. Totally love these. They'll be lovely. Variegated holly. Oh, I love variegated plants. They just add such a sparkle. This is a juniper. This is going to stay kind of low and then get like 6 to 7 feet wide. An azalea. This one is called Herbert. So I forget what color it is, but it gets 3 by 3, so not super huge. So that's at the front of the border. I have some white flowering quince. So I've planted 3 here and 1 right back there. So those get 2 to 4 feet by 4 to 5 feet wide. So I have them spaced out. I do have a couple more. Haven't decided where I'm placing them yet. White azalea. That one grows 6 by 6. So that will take up a nice chunk of space. And the white flowers, again, will be glowing against the shade of the woods. This, oh my gosh, as if I didn't love the other plants. This is a viburnum, an arrowleaf viburnum. So it gets the big white flowers in the spring, but I just love the leaves because they're glossy, they're long and thin. Definitely adds another vibe to the garden. So I'm mixing the texture of the foliage, whether it be thick, thin, shiny, dull, like the holly, jagged with points. And then the color, the variation, the yellows, the greens, the blues, the reds, the yellows. There was a garden center that was going out of business. It looks a little crispy, but I think that might be how the leaves are supposed to look. It's definitely still alive and growing, so it's healthy. But this is a lion's head Japanese maple. So fun. So this came from a garden center going out of business, so we got it at a fraction of the cost, because these are slow growing. So you can see it's probably about 4 feet. So happy with that. Look at this stunner. Oh my goodness. I forget what variety, but this is an akuba. And I had not heard of them until I saw one of the guys I follow on YouTube talk about them. And it looks like a tropical plant. But this one in particular is hardy to zone 6. So a lot of them are more heat tolerant and not so cold hardy. But this one I saw at Lowe's and I'm like, oh my goodness, yay, yay. Okay, so trying not to get stuck in all the minutia, but another Japanese maple. Look at that foliage. Oh my gosh. I definitely have the fever. I have Japanese maple fever. Once you have one, and then you realize there's a whole world beyond that one, you just can't stop. I've only begun. Beautiful. Rhododendron. I call him Rhodie for short. But look at that foliage. Beautiful. So, I mean, if you think about it, shrubs and trees, they only flower for a very short time throughout the year. So that's why you want some stunning foliage. That's why you want variety of foliage and mix them up and vary everything. This is one of my white tree peonies. So this got transplanted. It's fading for the season, but there's the buds for next year's blooms. An azalea pink. Another azalea pink. Another azalea white. This is the one that gets 6x6. White dogwood. So mixing some of the native trees along with the Japanese maples. Just nice variety. Over here, this is a witch hazel that is out for the season. I have a mugo pine up there. So that gets about, I think, 8 feet tall by 10 feet wide. So that will take up some real estate and will be able to be seen from a distance. Another Japanese maple. Did I say I love Japanese maples? Look at how feathery that texture is. Long, thin leaves. Cut out. This is a weeping green. And so with weeping Japanese maples, you do need to stake them. So I'm staking this one. When it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, you know, that's as tall as I want it to get, I'll then just let it cascade down. But that's how the weeping Japanese maples are. So lovely. I have a 9 bark, again, fading for the season. This, I love the ferny-like texture, is a sea green juniper. Now, deer do not like junipers. There are certain plants that deer really do not appreciate. So, this is another one of my white tree peonies. So, best time to transplant peonies is in the fall, September, October. So, you could tell this one was fading, going dormant. So, good time to transplant. Here is a mountain laurel. Oh, love these beautiful blooms. Right here, this amazing tree I also got at the nursery that was going out of business. So again, fraction of the cost. This is almost 5 feet tall. This is a Ben Franklin tree. So look at the beautiful fall color. In the spring, it has white flowers that kind of look like magnolia flowers. So again, very cool tree. Can't wait to see that one grow and bloom. Over here I have a rhododendron. I planted 3 of these. They are strawberry sundae hydrangeas. So I just adore hydrangeas. From the white, and then they turn pink flowers. Lovely. I have 3 of them. Another mugo pine, because hey, one is not enough. Okay, so there's that guy. Another white tree peony. No, it's hard to tell, but you can see the foliage is a little bit different than the herbaceous. Over here we have another one of the pink Rhodies. Okay, coming this way, I have an elderberry, and then this, oh my gosh, I totally think this is cool. This has holly type leaves, but it's not a holly. It is an Oregon grape, a Mahonia. So it will have blueberries in the fall. It has yellow flowers that I guess are super fragrant in the spring, but the leaves are shiny, different shape, contrast. Here is another tree peony. Now this one is not white. It's white with red. It is super gorgeous. It kind of looks like the peppermint candies, the red and white peppermint candies, that kind of vibe. But yeah, so that one's probably mature height, about 3.5, 4 feet. So just love the color on that. Have another white peony tree, another juniper, another one of the weeping Japanese maples. So I don't know. I have netting on this one. I guess I was afraid the deer might attack it, but again, look at that foliage. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Over here, I have a rhododendron. It blooms light pink. So I'm sorry, light yellow. It's called Capistrano. This is a light yellow flowered rhododendron. I have it over here because I do have some peonies that will bloom yellow. Lilac. This guy is going to be so super cute. This is a baby blue spruce. So it's only supposed to get 15 feet tall by 8 feet wide. So we'll see if it's true to its name. But just a little miniature evergreen. So adorable. Blue muffin viburnum. I leave the tags on just so I know what I've planted and where. So in case I decide I want to do a grouping of 2 or 3 later on, I know where they're at. And this is an osmanthus. Again, I love the foliage. Look at those cute little leaves. And again, this is supposed to get fragrant blooms in the spring. Another dogwood tree. This one has more color for fall. Oh yes, this little guy. This is a lime glow. I think it's a cypress maybe. But just look at that gorgeous color. So beautiful. And then I have another, I have a witch hazel up there. This is another witch hazel. And guys, that's gonna be it. One last look. So when everything gets bigger and the blooms are out in spring, this is going to be a lovely walk to take. Okay. God bless you guys. See you soon.